Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. And find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Chevrolet.
Hey, welcome back to High School Game Day here on the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. Certainly glad you've tuned in to us live from the Pizza Ranch studio. Pizza Ranch hosting our tip-off clubs, quarterback club, and soon-to-be leadoff clubs around the state of Missouri. Also presented by Lyona, Local 663, Building Missouri and Building Missouri State. Great Southern Bank, Doak Propane, the Bank of Billings, also present our show today. And here on the Central Bank of the Ozarks show today, we go north to Northeast Nodaway, home of the Blue Jays, and head coach David Kiene. And Coach Kiene, thanks so much for your time today.
No problem. Thank you.
Coach, first off, just talk a little bit about your team as a whole going into this season. You know, what did you have to replace that maybe you lost due to graduation, and what do you have coming back?
Well, we've lost a lot of experience on our team from last year. We had a number of seniors who graduated. Dylan here is really one of two returning seniors that are coming back. Dylan has the most experience of any of our players that are coming back this year. So we're rebuilding. I'm in my first year as the head coach here. So the kids are learning a new system, and we're getting to know each other, and we're working very hard to make sure that we're trying to have some success as early as we can. But I've been saying to the boys as an emphasis, our goal is to play the best we can at the end of the season when it matters most.
Yeah, Class 1 member, District 16. Talk a little bit about the tournament you're in right now, and actually it started last night, I guess, or not before last. Tell us a little bit about that tournament, who's participating, and what's the tournament like?
Well, the tournament is called the Platte Valley Invitational, and there's a number of teams from around the area, teams that we would play normally during the regular season, but then some other teams that are new to us. We played St. Joe Christian the other night, and then last night we defeated Union Star last night.
Outstanding. Well, the gentleman sitting next to you is part of our Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week segment. Tell us a little bit about Dylan McIntyre.
Well, Dylan here's a senior, and he comes back and actually was honored last night as he has scored over 1,000 points in his basketball career. And one thing I want to say about Dylan is that Dylan scored 55 points the other night, but Dylan is a really unselfish player. He's a great team player. He's very supportive of his teammates. He's very talented, but yet he works well with other players on the team, making sure that everybody feels like they're contributing. And that's what I'm very impressed with Dylan about it. He's very, like I said, he's a team player and not a selfish player. It's because when you hear, oh gosh, he scored 55 points the day, you think, well, gosh, he's probably taking every single shot. And that wasn't the case. We had a number of other players that scored in the game as well. We scored 96 points in the game. So Dylan had a little bit over half our points.
Well, Dylan, thank you for being part of the show.
Thank you.
And on behalf of the Missouri Sports Network and Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being named Athlete of the Week. And Dylan, go back to that game, the 55-point game. Did you realize how many points you were mounting up, or didn't hit you until you looked at the scorebook or somebody told you after the game?
Well, I had no idea how many I had, but it felt like a lot at the time because I was like, yeah, I'm scoring a lot. But they were my teammates were finding me open, and I was just putting it up.
Is this the highest or the most points you've scored in a single game in your career?
Yeah.
Very good. Did you a lot of times, especially in basketball, guys, they're warming up and they feel like everything they throw up goes in, in the warm-ups. Did you feel like before the game started that, hey, I could have a big night here?
Believe it or not, no, I did not. I was actually struggling in warm-ups to hit any shots, honestly. But I don't know, it kind of just hit me during the game.
Yeah. Very good. Well, tell us a little bit about your career, and you've won over 1,000 points. Tell us a little bit about some of those memories that you've had in your career.
Well, I've always, since I was a freshman, played with a great group of teammates that just supported me and helped me throughout the way, and they helped me get to that point.
And for those, viewers or listeners, kind of geographically, give us an idea of where you're located and some of the teams in your conference.
I'm in Northwest Missouri, close to Maryville, Missouri, and just some good teams that are around here like Mound City, Platte Valley. Those studly teams.
If I could come in here, one thing you should know about our conference, there are a lot of teams that we play are co-ops. They're two schools that come together, since we're in an area where there are a lot of small schools like us, and so a lot of our competition is against teams that are co-oping. We do not co-op, so it's pretty impressive that we're able to be competitive against teams that really are kind of double the size of ours, because they're bringing the population from two different schools as well. So we're happy that we're able not to co-op and still be competitive.
Well, Dylan, who's maybe your biggest rival? What's a game that you really look forward to every year?
Platte Valley is always a very competitive game every year.
Yeah. Are there other games on your schedule, or perhaps tournaments that you look forward to going to?
Yeah. Obviously the district tournament at the end of the year is always exciting. I'm always ready for that, to compete in that. But the PVI is always a big one for the local area, because it's just local teams, and you always want to beat the teams around here.
Tell us a little bit about your game. Are you a drive to the basket guy, or do you like hang out at the 3-point line? What about your game are you doing really well right now?
Yeah, I'm more of a slasher. I drive to the rim and try to score as much as I can.
Go the free throw line a lot because of that?
Yeah.
If you could go back, it's 2022, you go back to 2018, and you could give a young Dylan MCintyre advice as a freshman, what advice would you give yourself if you could go back and do that?
Hit the weight room.
Yeah.
It made me – I started late, and I've become way more athletic ever since I started lifting.
Very good. Very good. And you're a two-sport athlete, at least, I would assume.
3-sport, yeah.
3-sport?
Yeah.
So basketball, baseball, and?
Football.
Football. What position you play in football?
Tight end and D end.
All right. Well, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
in football, Dylan competed in this state championship game last year, and this year got pretty far got to district finals this past year in football.
How hard is it to go from getting into football shape to then trying to get into basketball shape?
It's not too difficult. We run a lot in football, and it's different from running inside and outside, but it's basically the same as you're staying in shape.
Yeah. Did you have any, team or personal goals coming into this season? I don't know that 55 points in a game would have been one, but maybe to get to 1,000 points or 1,500 or get a district championship as a team. What are some of your goals?
The 1,000 has always been a goal since early, and just being the best we can be by the end of the year.
Very good. Well, Dylan, and once again, on behalf of Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks and the Missouri State Highway Patrol, congratulations on being a Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks Athlete of the Week.
Thank you.
Coach Kiene, what's next on the docket for Northeast Nodaway?
Well, we're finishing up the tournament tomorrow. We're going to, believe it or not, Dylan scored 55. We had 96 points as a team in the game, but we actually lost the game. So we're in the consolation bracket of the tournament. So we'll be playing for the consolation prize tomorrow. And then next week, we got quite a gauntlet of teams that we're playing. We're playing 3 local teams next week, and all 3 of them are very good. So we're going to really have to be ready to go next week before we get into last week before Christmas break. But we're going to use our, being new and a new program, we're going to use the time over Christmas to put in some things that hopefully will help us be successful at the end of the year.
Outstanding. Well, Coach Kiene, thank you again for helping set this up. And I know you guys are getting ready to practice or coming out of practice, so I appreciate you being generous with your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Dylan, congratulations.
Appreciate it.
You're watching the Missouri Sports Network, MissouriSportsNetwork.com, where everyone has a home field advantage. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here for the holidays.